House of Representatives beams searchlight on maritime industry to ascertain alleged level of sharp practices. Plus, Jigawa State celebrates peace brokered between farmers and herders after 3 decades of hostilities. These and more on Panorama today, reaching live from Abuja. I am Elizabeth Omori. We'll be right back. Barely 3 days after marking 2 years on the throne of his ancestors, the 42nd Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Mohud Olalekan Balogun Ali Okumade II has joined his ancestors in the late hours of Thursday, 14th of March, at the age of 81. Grace Ayoleke is on standby with a situation report at his palace.
Residents of Ibadan woke up to the news of the demise of their monarch, the 42nd Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Mohud Lekan Balogun, the Ali Okumade II. I have with me one of the family members, Prince Kamal Giwa, who will tell us about the last minute of Kabiyesi.
Yeah, so the Kabiyesi went to UCH as normal for his normal checkup, and he went a couple of days ago, and he was admitted only for it to be announced that he passed away yesterday.
In the words of the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, the late monarch was described as an epitome of royal excellence, who made great marks on Ibadan land and a little over 2 years of his reign. Early callers have since thronged his Aliwo ancestral compound.
When he was alive, he take everybody, he carry everybody along, so he make everybody happy.
Oba Mohud Lekan Balogun, the Ali Okumade II, was crowned on the 11th of March 2022. He was an industrialist and a politician who served as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He died in the late hours of Thursday, 14th of March. He would be buried by 4 p.m. Friday, 15th of March, according to Islamic rites.
Thank you, Grace, for the update. To other news, issues of concession, illegal operators and loss of revenue in the maritime industry took center stage at the House of Representatives Committee on Privatization and Commercialization, engages key players in the sector. National Assembly correspondent Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports.
Seated here are officials of the Ministry of Transportation, Nigerian Ports Authority, Bureau of Public Enterprises, and that of Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission to brief lawmakers on the situation on ground. The interface resolves for a long-term investment and repairs of some of the equipment at the ports to meet the required standard in the maritime sector.
Anybody who wishes our port system better would ask for something different.
Recognize that overusage, that some of the access things there must have maybe depreciated or with time.
In ENL, which is one of the terminals, Bed 7 has completely collapsed, is not in use, and is threatening other quays. If you go to Tinkan, Bed 4A, Bed 4, 8, 9, and 10, they are all partially collapsed.
The demand of the modern day is that the port needs to be modernized, and I think the terminal operator themselves are not against that. But however, sir, I want to say this thing because we are mentioning the word agreement. A concession agreement is not a static document.
The committee faulted some of the submissions by the stakeholders on the concession process.
The aim of this meeting is to find a way of coming to conclusion to this deal so that these terminal operators will not be operating illegally. And you have said that government is not losing money. Government is losing money. What they are paying now is not what they are supposed to pay.
The committee has given an extension of 6 months to address the lasting prolonged renewal process of concession in transport sector, within which terminal operators will legally operate. From the National Assembly, Mohammed Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
And the federal government has allocated 100 billion naira in the 2024 budget to aid the revival of the manufacturing sector in the area of consumer credit. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Atiku Bagudu confirmed this while shedding light on the implementation of the 2024 Appropriation Act. Neka Oko reports.
The minister said the approved 2024 budget is 28.77 trillion naira from 27.5 trillion naira presented by the president, an increase of 1.2 trillion naira. The additional funding was factored in to account for exchange rate dynamics.
When we presented the budget, we presented an exchange rate of 750 naira to a dollar. But the National Assembly, in its wisdom, adjusted the exchange rate to 800 naira to a dollar. Therefore, that created more revenue. And equally, the National Assembly requested or appropriated that the government-owned enterprises that contribute revenue should also contribute more. And that was the source of the additional funding for the budget.
The infusion of 100 billion naira into consumer credit, according to the minister, is expected to provide the much-needed boost to the economy as it will help in the revival of the manufacturing sector. The minister stressed that the clarification on 2024 budget implementation became necessary to enhance transparency and ensure that all relevant stakeholders, including the media, are on the same page regarding budget priorities, spending plans, and expected outcomes. In Abuja, Neka Oko, NTA News.
To agriculture, Yobe State government has signed a memorandum of understanding worth $2 billion with a consortium to revamp the agricultural value chain in the state. Adam Yusuf Ali tells us more.
Level statistics has indicated that Yobe State has one of the largest cattle markets in West Africa, with the state having an estimated livestock population of 8.66 million. To harness these nature-giving resources, the state government and Trans-Saharan Consortium signed a memorandum of understanding to use a newly constructed Muhammadu Buhari International Cargo Airport and export targeted 100 cattle monthly to international destinations.
This significant agreement represents a major milestone in our joint efforts to revolutionize the cattle trading and the production of industry in our state, with focus on indigenous and exotic cattle, land bank utilization, biotechnology, and blockchain technology.
The $2 billion investment agreement, which will last for a minimum of 5 years and maximum of 15 years, will go a long way in transforming the livestock value chain in the state. In the Matru, Adam Yusuf, NTA News.
Away from agriculture, the farmers herders clashes in Guri local government area of Jigawa State, which lingered close to 30 years, have been put to rest for good. This was through several measures taken by the Peace Committee inaugurated by Governor Umar Namadi in June last year. Mohammed Musa Askira has details.
For over 3 decades, Jigawa's only security problem, the farmers' herders clashes, which defied solutions ever proffered by the past administrations in the state, has finally been resolved amicably. This feat was achieved through several measures put in place by the Umar Namadi government to see to the end of the decade's land crisis, which claimed hundreds of lives and dislodged farmers from their farmlands, thereby affecting the agricultural productivity in the area. Part of these measures taken by the governments of Mala Umar Namadi was the bilateral agreement signed between Jigawa government and the authorities of Zindar province in Niger Republic, preventing foreign herders from crossing the borders into Nigeria.
Since we came in, Allah has helped us, Allah has been with us, and this local government, peace has come back.
We have to love ourselves. We have to love our country. This is the only way we can survive as a people and as a nation.
For the first time ever, Guri has spent a complete season without any challenge between the farmers and the herders, with each going about his business without interference from the other. This was what necessitated this get-together organized to celebrate the peace brokered between the warring cousins in the state. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Now let's talk education. The Kwara State Governor, Abdurazak appeals to management of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, for support in the upgrade of the 3 colleges of education in the state to universities of education. The governor, who made the appeal when he visited the fund, listed the 3 colleges of education for conversion into universities to include Kwara State College of Education, Oro, Kwara State College of Education Technical, Lafiaji, and Kwara State College of Education, Ilorin. He revealed that most of the colleges of education, which are state-owned, are faced with management challenges, including infrastructure, poor investment, and lopsidedness, where the non-teaching staff are far more than the academic staff of the institutions. He commends TETFund for its massive interventions in both federal and state public tertiary institutions across the country.
You go to many states and visit institutions, and you begin to realize, are these TETFund universities? I will commend you to continue to do what you're doing. For example, in Kwara, we have the best university library in West Africa.
Executive Secretary of TETFund, Sonny Echono, pledged to increase its intervention to tertiary institutions in the state, pledging to help the state actualize its dream of converting the colleges of education into universities. The European Union, EU, is expending 40 million euros on education and empowerment programs in northwestern Nigeria. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports that this was disclosed at the launch of the program in Sokoto, which is one of the 3 implementation states in the country.
Education and Youth Empowerment in Northwest Nigeria program. It is designed to enhance safe and inclusive learning environment for youth, particularly girls, out-of-school children, through training, climate change education, and awareness campaigns. Launching the program in Sokoto, Governor Ahmed Ali assured that government is taking necessary steps to overcome challenges in the education sector.
We are working hand in hand with traditional leaders and Islamic scholars with a view to educating parents, especially at the grassroots, on the importance of Western education.
The program specifically will support access to education for out-of-school children with a particular focus on girls' education.
We have very specific, and that's agreed with the education authorities, through the form of building capacity to the teacher for their professional development.
Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, representative, stated that the Sultanate and Ulama councils are supporting the initiative, as district heads are leading the school-based management committees, SBMCs, of their areas. The EU delegation had earlier paid a courtesy call on the Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, at his palace to reiterate the EU's commitment to educational development in Sokoto State. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama on NTA. Let's take a break. The news continues shortly. Thanks for staying with us. Leadership of the Nigeria Police Force is taking steps towards meeting the educational needs of children of police officers at the Mopol 24 base, Pape, Abuja. Francis Form reports that wife of the Inspector General of Police, Elizabeth Egbetokun, was at the base to perform the foundation laying of the Police Children's School.
Mopol 24 Pape, Abuja is the base in charge of presidential escort, and the base cannot boast of a befitting children's school for officers and men of the force. As a result, the children have been attending schools outside of the base. However, soccer is now coming their way as wife of the Inspector General of Police, Elizabeth Egbetokun, lays a foundation for the construction of police school.
Education is the cornerstone of progress, and the construction of this school symbolizes our unwavering commitment to providing quality education to every child.
Force Education Officer assures that when completed, the school will alleviate the challenges parents face in sending their children to schools across the highway in Asokoro and its environs.
The standard
will be in line with police schools tradition, where we focus on quality education and nurturing young minds to become responsible global citizens and solution providers.
Daily risks being faced by our kids are very high, but today, to God be all the glory. This project will mark the beginning of succor to us.
The school is expected to start academic session in September 2024. Francis from NTA News.
Human capital development through effective military training is needed to strengthen the armed forces for improved national security, especially in the maritime domain. Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, stated this at the Naval War College Nigeria Course 8 lecture in Calabar, where he encouraged participants to maintain professionalism, integrity and teamwork in the discharge of their mandates.
Since the beginning of Naval Warfare Course 8, participants have continued to receive several lectures on different topics. This time, the lecture focused on the Chief of the Naval Staff vision and mission for the Nigerian Navy, aimed at guiding execution of the Navy statutory mandate towards protection of the nation's maritime domain and in fulfillment of the national security objectives.
Mandates have been given to the Nigerian Navy, and we deride our mission based on those mandates. Then we have a vision of what we need to do to be able to attain that mandate. And my lecture centered basically on that, to let our operational level commanders know exactly what is expected of them.
The Chief of Naval Staff commended efforts of the Naval War College Nigeria for its improved operations, while highlighting achievements of the Nigerian Navy under his watch. Established in 2017, the Naval War College Nigeria has made modest contributions in building leadership competencies of operational level officers towards improving the national security. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
Away from maritime security, the newly inaugurated executive members of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria have been charged to be good ambassadors of the association and embrace peace and unity as the motivating factors. The challenge was thrown to the Lagos State executive members during their inauguration held in Abuja. Omenka Amarachuku reports.
Maintaining peace in Lagos is one of the most priority of this country, and we don't want and we cannot allow anybody who will instigate or cause problem.
That was the inauguration and swearing-in ceremony of the Lagos State executives of the Road Transport Employees Association of Nigeria, RITEN, during the 12th Lagos State Conference held at RITEN headquarters in Abuja. The election and inauguration of the new leadership is coming following the intervention of the federal government in resolving the dispute between RITEN and Lagos State government.
We want to show that truly we have forgiven ourselves. Let we come together and operate together.
I also thank the electoral committee, Comrade and his experts. Should they give me this assignment to do in Lagos State, I pledge that I will do my best and I will carry the return to
The newly elected chairman Lagos State RITEN, Suleiman Raji Jaffo, promised to lead by example and move the association forward. In Abuja, Omenka Marchku, NTA News.
And plans are on to develop a system that will harmonize data of all ministries, departments and agencies, as well as facilitate data exchange. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, says a framework for building this system that will ensure transparency and save cost of governance will be visible in the next 6 months. ICT correspondent Chimdimma Ndubisi reports.
Nigeria is reputed globally as a country that has made strides in entrenching use of digital technology, especially in government services. The challenge, however, is that important data sets are domiciled in individual ministries, departments and agencies in isolation. Lack of data sharing and duplication are the outcomes. So, at the second edition of Devs in Government Summit, a community of technologists in civil service. Discussions are on building collaborations for data exchange as the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy strategizes to build a framework for data harmonization and sharing platform. The benefits, the minister says, are enormous.
It's easier for any part of government to be able to see what is happening in the entire country. It also helps with policy making as well, so that when we're making policies, we know we're using factual data set to make policy. The other benefit of it is also in taking out duplication. At the end of the day, we harmonize even our form of ID.
Building standard and framework that MDAs will strictly adhere to guard against cyber attacks is considered a priority in this project so as to protect government and personal data. In Abuja, Chimdima Dubisi, NTA News.
And for Nigeria to compete favorably with Committee of Nations in advanced technologies, more funding must be released for research and development. This was a consensus of innovators at the Technology and Innovation Expo 2024 holding in Abuja. ICT correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
One of the vast resources Nigeria is endowed with is its population filled with ingenuity and an array of skills in different fields. This convergence on Eagle Square in Abuja is not only to showcase their tech inventions powered by research and development, but also to create a platform to link researchers to inventors and manufacturers. One after the other, they explained that their inventions is aimed to solve peculiar challenges in critical sectors of the economy.
We are now using the water hyacinth, right, to solve our crude oil spillage issues.
Delta State government is actually out to support these ones to come out and mass produce, commercialize this product.
I came up with a concept pavilion which monitors every activity in that expo.
From military hardware to power generation, oil spillage cleanser, infrastructure, education and health, 70% of the raw materials are locally sourced.
One of our products, which is actually the first in our own sub-region here, came out of the application of nanotechnology.
We discovered one of the first law that is working with gravity, electromagnetism, and nuclear force.
The malaria cancer that has been bedeviling is just like the solution hasn't been found globally. But honestly speaking, we have solution to cancers.
The potency are the same everywhere you see. Once you buy it from this chemical station, so that when they're in the lab, it will give you the accurate result.
The event was climaxed with a tour by the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Naji Olajide Bello. NTA News.
Up next is Sports Update with Olumide Egbuntola. In Sports Update ends Panorama this afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Good afternoon.